Hello, creative friends. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a last-minute advent calendar. For the holiday season, we have several family traditions. We love to bake for family and friends and of course decorating the Christmas tree. My kids really enjoy opening up the envelopes and they are always curious to see what we are going to be up to for the day. So let's get making the project. I started by picking my envelope, and as you could see, there is so many to choose from in Design Space. I am using a box to put the envelopes in, so I got a rough estimate of the size that I needed, and then I cut all 12 envelopes out. I am going to choose medium cardstock as my material and then cut them all out. My biggest tip when creating a project like this is to cut out everything that you need. So in this case, I'm cutting out all 12 envelopes at one time. Then I'm going to cut out the paper buttons that the string go around for the envelopes. And I'm also going to be cutting out all of the numbers that go on the envelopes as well. I used several different pattern papers for variation for my project. I wanted the paper buttons that the string wrap around to be black, so I ungrouped the envelope from the buttons and I duplicated the buttons 12 times and then I cut them out. I am using heavy stock for my paper buttons and I did change that in Design Space before I cut them out. I want to make sure that the buttons hold up as I'm going to be wrapping string around it and the kids are going to be pulling it off and on. Here are the numbers that I'm going to be putting on the front of the envelopes, and I used Santa's Workshop font in Design Space. I really love this tool from Cricut. It helps me get all of the numbers up from the cutting mat. Now that everything is cut, it's time to start folding and assembling all of the envelopes. I chose not to score my envelopes, but as you can see, it folds over really well. I'm going to use this tool from Cricut to varnish my edges to make sure that they are nice and crisp. I'm not going to glue anything down yet just because I have to put the paper buttons on, but I'm just going to fold everything over so that it is nice and ready for gluing in just a second. I'm going to start off by adding some glue to the inside of the envelope flap. The paper buttons have slits in the center that will create flaps. I put the button on top of the envelope flap and push the button flaps through the hole. Then you are going to place a paper reinforcer on top of that. This will hold the button in place. This was probably the most tedious part, but it was well worth it. I added the other button to the hole in the center of the envelope, and then now we can glue the envelope together. I am going to glue the sides together first, and you want to make sure that the button is obviously on the outside, and then I'm going to glue the bottom flap on top of the sides, and then I am going to use the tool to varnish it and make sure that it is all stuck together. Now it's time to adhere all of the numbers to the front of the envelopes. I'm going to try to get it as straight as possible, and here is a look. I'm going to show you how easy it is to wrap around the string. So I have this twine, and here's the inside, really cute. I'm going to close it up, and then you just wrap one side. It's not adhered or anything, you just wrap it underneath and then around and then around. Super easy and so fun. I had a bunch of Christmas embellishments laying around, so I decided to add them to a few of the envelopes just to spruce them up a little bit. Of course, this step is totally optional. Now it's time to write out the daily prompts to put in the envelopes. The first one, of course, is to decorate the Christmas tree. I also plan to take a photo every day and stick it back into the envelope so that we can keep them forever. It's always fun looking back at all of the traditions over the years. As my kids get older, obviously the traditions change, but one thing we love to do is just spend time together. Family is so important, and I would love to know what you and your family do for the holidays, and what traditions have you passed on from generation to generation. So if you would like to share, please leave a comment down below. Also, if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you want even more ideas on how to use your Cricut, be sure to click this playlist that I created. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.